and welcome back to Savvy Shopper Delivers. So, drivers, have you ever walked in to pick up food and you see a lot of bags sitting there and you're wondering, why are all these bags sitting here? Where are the drivers? Or customers, have you ever ordered from one of the food ordering platforms and waited and waited and waited only for your food never to show up? Why do you think that happens? Well, the base pay on these platforms is not very much. So unfortunately, customers that don't tip, you might get lucky and get a new driver that will take any order that comes across their phone because they don't know better. But most drivers do know better. And so they're not going to drive 7 miles for $2.25. It's not going to happen. So the food sits. However, what or why do the restaurants let the food sit on a shelf for so long? Because after, an hour or so, I'm pretty sure it's not getting picked up, and I don't think the customer wants it when it's settled. But I recently walked into Chipotle, and this is what I saw. This was at 7:15 p.m. All the bags on the shelf had times from 12:40 to 2:30 p.m. I saw other bags on the back counter. That shelf that I saw and show you is only the ones from 12:30 to 2:30. So, who knows how many bags were in the back? So if you're wondering how these orders might have looked to a driver, here are some examples of terrible payouts that may never get picked up. Pay attention to the amount and the miles that they're asking the drivers to drive. Here's some DoorDash orders. How about 18.6 miles for $5.25? Or 12.5 miles for $4.50? We have 3.8 miles for $2.75. And we have 9.3 miles for $6. Oh, better yet, here's a 7-Eleven, $2.25. All of those orders sitting on the shelf for hours showed up on drivers' phones looking a lot like these orders, I'm sure. The other thing that you also have to remember when you're looking at these miles is, where is this order leaving you? If you are left somewhere where you cannot get an order right within that vicinity, then you have to count your miles back to a zone where you can actually pick up another order. So if an order says 10 miles, but I know that leaves me out in the middle of the country and I have to drive 10 miles to get back to where there are any restaurants, it's not 10 miles, it's actually 20 miles, and you have to figure that into your pay. So is it starting to make sense now why some orders sit and sit, or why you never get your food? Just tip your drivers. They appreciate it, believe me. Okay, so here are some Instacart orders. Now, Instacart is a little bit different than just picking up food for, say, DoorDash or UberEats, because not only is the driver going to the store and picking up the items and then driving to your house to bring them, but they're also doing your shopping for you, which is actually more involved than most think, because a lot of times you have replacements you have to make and you are trying to reach the customer and they're not responding to you. And there's a lot of different things that go into this. And I feel like that they are valued very little by a lot of customers. Well, obviously, because that's what no tip means. I don't value you or your time. So if they're not valuing you or your time, do not take that order. Shoppers, are you listening? Are you listening? Don't take those orders. Okay, so here are some other examples of Instacart orders that do have the large miles, like I said. But again, these orders, if I would have taken an order like this, would have left me in an area that I wasn't going to get another order, and that at least not to come back to the area that I needed to be in where I live. So I would have had to suck up those miles, and they're called dead miles. And basically I'd be driving those for free. Well, gas is still $3.60 a gallon. I can't afford to drive 20 or 30 miles for free. Sorry. Take a look. Here's an order for 17.5 miles for $12, 0 tip. $37 basically for 42.2 miles, which actually you have to double because I'm sure you would have to come back. That was a Costco order, and they tipped $8.18, which I'm sure they thought was an okay tip. Yeah, if you lived maybe a mile away. Here's a great one, $34.82 for 52.2 miles, $2 tip. You got to count your miles back, so it's going to be over 100 miles. And someone wants to tip you $2 to drive 52 miles to bring them one item. That's crazy. And remember, that 52 miles is only one way. But I'm sure the customer just doesn't even think about that. Here's an Instacart order for $11.43 going 7.2 miles. Now, that wouldn't be bad maybe if it was a DoorDash order and you were picking something up, dropping it off to one customer. But no, it is an Instacart order where you're shopping for 46 units for 3 different customers. That's 3 different drop-offs. And look at the tip, $4.43. That means only one customer tipped, and it wasn't a good tip at that. Here's something I have never seen before until yesterday, and there's no store listed. I don't even know where I'm going to pick this up. It's 8.6 miles for $6.66. Well, let me tell you, I'm never taking any order for $6.66, ever. Anytime, anywhere. Nope. Thanks anyway, I'm good. Now let me show you an order that I had on Sunday. This is what a good Instacart order should look like. It was $41.22. It was for one customer. It was going a short amount of miles, 4.2 miles, and it was 23 items, and it took me just under an hour. So I hope that you learned something here today. I hope you as a driver learned what orders not to take, or as a shopper, what orders not to take. You have to value your time. And customers, I hope that you learned that tipping your driver or your shopper is necessary. And I promise you it is so appreciated, because this is what we do for our livelihoods. And restaurants, what are you doing? Leaving food sitting on the shelf for 4 to 6 hours. Throw the food away. That's what's going to end up happening, right? Or don't throw it away. After an hour, ask your staff, hey, who needs a lunch break? At least let them have the food. Let somebody have the food after an hour. What a waste. Anyway, I just don't understand why all the orders were sitting there for that long with no one at least doing something with the food except letting it sit there. Thanks for joining me today on Savvy Shopper Delivers, and we'll see you soon. Get out there and make your money, everybody.
Wanna kiss this town and 1,000 clowns goodbye, 'cause I've got dreams no one's ever dreamed of. Pedal to the metal, just looking for love. This is my life and I'm taking control. Got